This is really a video just telling you why you shouldn't buy this Bosch. That's it. That's what this video is for. What's up, everybody? I'm back with another video, and I wanted to show you guys, before I package this bad boy up, Bosch's compact impact wrench. And from this angle, it looks very compact like the others. Now, we're going to compare it to, obviously, the Metabo HPT and the Makita compact impact wrench today. And I wanted to show you guys quite a few things. So we're going to cover ergonomics. I'm just going to cover the sound and weight and balance and all that good stuff. So first up, let's talk about the Bosch. Holding it in your hand, it feels skinny. The handle itself is skinny, which is not an entirely bad thing. And as long as you're going in forward motion, everything feels good. And that's, of course, if you're a righty. Did you notice that little delay? It was a little delay at first, but now it's no delay at all. Now, before we get into how it functions, we're going to do that in a minute. Let's just talk about, again, ergonomics. When we go to reverse, which is what most of us will be doing with these bolts, this thing kind of pokes out. It's too far down, and it digs into your index finger. See? Digs to your index finger, and then also this little lip here. This lip here is not a crazy issue. It's very smooth. I know it's a little blurry to see, but some companies like Milwaukee have a really big dip and ridge right here, and it hurts and it digs into your finger. But they did a good job with that. The thing is, though, I don't like this thing poking my finger. That's a little uncomfortable. It's not perfect, and others do it better. It's also very heavy. So when we pick up this Makita, it feels... This Makita digs into your finger a little bit right here. Let's see if I can zoom in so you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right, so we're zoomed in, and you see that lip and how thick that ridge is. This little thing right here, that digs into your finger, and it causes discomfort. Now on the Bosch, they did a great job at smoothing that out, so it doesn't bother your finger at all. And on the Metabo HPT, it's also there, but you notice it's a little further back. So your finger generally rests up here, so that little etch is further back and it doesn't bother you. Now going back to the Makita, picking this up, it feels good in your hand other than this thing right here. When you're going in reverse, this also a little bit touches your finger, but overall it's mostly up. You don't really notice it too much. This feels a lot lighter. The battery is what weighs it down, but the impact wrench itself is lighter. I like the comfort grip here, the rubber grip. It feels a little more substantial in your hand. It's thicker. And we'll talk about, again, sound and functions and features and all that. Also, check the flashlight, because does this have a light? It does, but it's nowhere near the Makita, as we can see. And then you have your Metabo HPT, and this thing just feels like a glove. When you push that out, it's right perfectly over your finger. Very similar mechanism to Makita, but that makes sense. Again, these both being Japanese tools. This feels really good. It's not as thick as the Makita, but it's rubber all the way around. Feels perfect in your hand. It feels secure. I like this one a lot. There's clearance. See, this thing is not even touching my middle finger. There's clearance there. Nice travel, nice spring back on the trigger. This, you mainly pushing the trigger with the middle section of your finger. I don't really like that. Makita, you can do it with the tip of your finger for more control. Same for the Metabo HPT. The top of your finger lands on the trigger. Again, the Bosch, it's mainly the middle. And the trigger's pretty spongy, as you can see. Very responsive. Makita. Very responsive. Now let's talk about the sounds. We're going to go to the light. The Makita wins, Metabo HPT, then the Bosch. All right. Okay, the Bosch is gone. I had to come back as I was editing. When I first filmed this, I forgot to mention when I was talking about the LED lights. It's kind of hard to really tell now because we're in the sunlight. But while the Makita is brighter, I've mentioned this almost about a year ago, that when I was using this to work on the RV, that light was actually too bright. When you get real close to things, it just becomes washed out, right? Like you kind of want, like this is like a nice distance right here where it still illuminates things, but it's not washed out. And when you're getting close to bolts, you can't really see. Now on the carpet it's not a big deal, but you see that big difference, right? So things can get washed out. Now the Metabo HPT, that light was on for a while too, has, when you get closer, it's not as washed out, right? So this actually provides the better lighting situation over the Makita. And you can't unfortunately dim this. I think you can either just turn it on and off, and that's it. And obviously off is not helpful at all. So anyway, I just wanted to say that. So now let's talk about the sounds. Now it's on this particular setting there because it stopped. Let's forward. This slows down. You hear it start up and slow down? I don't know why it does that. I didn't read the manual. It's probably some special feature, but you can't turn it off. So that's what it does. And then Metabo HPT is on full blast. Yeah, these two are the quietest, obviously. Now let's talk about the size. So we're going to line these all up so that they're back. You see that? You see that? When we line these mugs up, look at the difference between that Bosch and that Makita. Line these bad boys up, and a Metabo HPT is not a short boy. Look at that. That Bosch is still out there. Man, that thing is long. So not really compact. When you compare the Makita to the Metabo HPT, they're much closer, but the Makita still comes in shorter. But these definitely are compact. Now, I will say the butt of the Bosch is much slimmer, but who cares? Who cares, man? We're not entering in tight spaces through the butt. That is so crazy the way I said that. But we're not. We're going through the front. And that front is big, and this whole thing is long, and it's going to be harder to get into tight spaces. Now, as far as features and functions and stuff go, they all have them, but guess what? The interesting thing with this is there are no modes. There are no modes. No modes. So when you put this thing in reverse, it'll have turn on. You can push this button to turn on and off the auto bolt release. So off, on, has that auto bolt release, but no modes. That's that. This produces 221 foot-pounds. This produces 220 foot-pounds and also has modes. Okay, different modes, and it too also has the bolt release, special modes, and you know, you can turn the light on and off. Battery indicator here, battery indicator there. You know, this is a good tool. And then the Makita, Jesus, this thing is a whole rocket ship. Okay, it has a whole bunch of modes. Okay, auto bolt release, you know, everything. It got a lot of stuff going on with it. Okay. And I don't even full on remember how to work it because each mode has its own different levels of settings. This is the most advanced one out of the bunch. And this bad boy produces like 500 foot-pounds. It's crazy. Crazy. But this is not a video trying to convince you to buy this. If you was buying a compact one, I mean, you found it on sale, buy that Makita. This is really a video just telling you why you shouldn't buy this Bosch. That's it. That's what this video is for. Why you shouldn't buy the Bosch. I took a long time to tell you why you shouldn't buy it. I forgot honorable mention. I forgot to mention the Milwaukee, this M12. This also produces 230 or something foot-pounds. And I mean, look at this bad boy compared to the Makita. Super small. But the ergonomics of boo-boo on this thing, I mean, it's not bad. I don't like it, though. It's definitely none of these. I actually like the way the Bosch feels in your hand. But if you want to get it in a tight space, and get the job done, this is what you get. This right here. And then, of course, you know, it's M12 line. So there you have that. Hopefully I saved you some money. Don't buy this Bosch. I do like a lot of Bosch tools. I just made a video on that drywall screw gun, and it is the best that I've ever held and experienced. So yeah, I prefer that. But this right here, no. Now that Profactor high torque impact wrench, yes. This compact, no. The mid torque, no. High torque, yes. Anyway, hopefully this was helpful. See you guys next time.